Hier ist ein Land der Suppen und Nudeln, des Biers und des Weins. Wo bin ich? Natürlich, Italien. Trentino Alto Adige, per precisione, where the food is as complex as the region itself.
I believe that the best way to understand what makes a country and its people unique is through their food.
This is incredible. Oh, man.
And this is true nowhere more than Italy.
Andiamo a mangiare.
Okay.
Nice, you smell that?
Where even the shape of your pasta and the sauce you serve it with speaks directly to identity.
You like it?
I love it. Oh my God, it's so good.
And differentiates the character and history of each region sharply from the next.
It's just not what you expect.
I'm Stanley Tucci, and I'm exploring the complex connections between the land, the people, and the food they eat in order to discover the essence of each region in the country I love, Italy.
I don't know why. Every time I'm in a place like this, I'm so happy. Snow, sun. It's just gorgeous. Something very relaxing about it. And the food's pretty good, too.
Trentino Alto Adige is on the northeastern edge of Italy. Here, the border separating Italy from Austria has shifted back and forth over the Alps for centuries, creating multilingual communities where the locals are just as likely to greet you with a German Willkommen as an Italian Benvenuto. But how has that duality shaped the people and their cuisine? I'm starting in the Alpe di Siusi, a 56 square kilometer highland meadow cradled by the Dolomite Mountains, which form an alpine playground for locals and visitors alike. I'm with Christina Demetz.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go!
Born and raised in Alto Adige, she's invited me to a very special event in the Dolomite ski season.
Look at that view. Okay, you have to imagine a little bit.
I have to
today.
imagine
Yeah.
a view, yeah. So, you're wearing a dirndl.
Yes. We have the International
Yeah.
Women's Day today. And here we have this charity race
Yeah.
for women. We celebrate it with our dirndl because this is our traditional
Yeah.
dress. You will see many women today
Yeah. Okay.
with different colors
Yes.
of dirndl.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
International Women's Day is heartily celebrated across Italy, where women often take the day off work and don the traditional mimosa flower, a resilient bloom meant to symbolize the strength and spirit of women. Here in Alto Adige, or South Tyrol as the locals prefer, they clearly have their own take on tradition.
Oh, this is a Schublade.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh.
okay, let's have a glass of wine.
All right.
The Dolomites are renowned for humble-looking slopeside huts that serve delicious food. This one, Baita Sanon, is no different. It's enticed famished skiers with traditional fare for over half a century. I'm meeting Maddalena Kostner, head chef here for over 30 years.
Allora, che mangiamo? Ciao,
Buongiorno,
ciao, ciao.
piacere.
Buongiorno. Che mangiamo oggi?
Oggi tante cose buone.
Sì?
C'è il goulash,
Goulash?
goulash di manzo.
Oh my gosh. Allora, e che altro?
Poi c'è,
Posso?
sì, i crauti cotti.
Look at that. Mi piace questo. La faccia, bello.
Poi c'è la polenta.
Polenta?
Questa.
Oh yeah.
Le piace?
Yes.
Yes.
I love polenta.
Oh.
Ma io voglio uno di questi.
Sì?
Sì, invece di...
Sì.
Yeah. Ma io non posso aspettare per mangiare.
But here in South Shore we are 600,000 people.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
Thank you. Grazie. Beautiful. Allora, mangiamo.
Mangiamo.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Actually, delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is typical goulash, Hungarian goulash
Yeah.
of the Habsburg Empire.
Yeah.
We have been Austrian till the end of the First World War.
Yeah.
So, 1919, the population of South Tyrol became Italian
Yes.
from one day to the other. So this was really hard times for them. You have to imagine that under Mussolini, he wanted to Italianize then this region. And so he changed the names of the villages and of the towns
I know.
and even of the people. So it's why when you come to South Tyrol, you find all the signs of the village in two
Yeah.
names. I see South Tyrol like a connecting region, you know, because between the German-speaking Europe, the connecting to Italy.
Yeah.
And you found it also at the food. You find a typical South Tyrol food like dumplings, Speckknödel, or the sauerkraut. This is typical
Yeah.
maybe Bavarian.
Yeah.
And then lasagna, what we have
Yes.
seen here,
Yeah.
or other Italian pasta.
Right.
And we live also the Italian lifestyle with aperitivo time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
So you find
It's an
also
incredible
this mix of
mix,
the
yeah.
culture
Yeah.
in the cuisine.
Yeah.
Yeah. We feel the roots, our root, very strongly, you know?
Right.
I think this is the thing what makes this region so special,
Yeah.
you know? Maybe you could wear a
A
dirndl.
dirndl? I could. I could wear a dirndl. I mean, my career would be over.
The hearty cuisine on these snow-capped mountains comes from both sides of the border, Austrian with a hint of Italian. The remote villages of Alpe di Siusi are perched along mountain sides that reach nearly 2 miles above sea level. The air is thin and produce is sparse, which influences what's eaten here. Not far from Baita Sanon, I'm meeting Franz Mulser, who, like his forebears, grew up speaking German. He's a chef known for foraging the few unexpected ingredients of this area and turning them into delicious cuisine.
Allora, Franz, dove andiamo?
Allora andiamo a raccogliere un po' di ingredienti
Sì.
per il nostro piatto. Anche questa, sì, devi pensare che in inverno qua è molto difficile trovare ingredienti utilizzabili. Adesso è il mio albero preferito. Questo è un pino cembro. Questo lo raccolgo soprattutto in questo periodo. Questo qua ha un aroma che è quasi indescrivibile.
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
E questi qua poi ci servono per fare il nostro pesto.
Franz is taking me to a very special place, a 200-year-old hut that his family has used as both home and dairy.
Oh my God! This is fantastic.
He's going to show me 2 family recipes made with his unique mountain ingredients.
perché questo tipo di pasta si chiama Schlutzkrapfen. Schlutzkrapfen. Allora, prendi qua una parte e qua, e poi lo tiri un po'. So. E poi questi lati qua sono un po' da appiccicare, così, perfetto. Ma sei bravissimo.
Incredibile.
Perfetto.
The Schlutzkrapfen dough is made with a mixture of durum wheat and dried pear flour. They're stuffed with a variety of Franz's homemade cheeses and topped with a tomato compote.
E poi, alla fine, il nostro pesto alpino cembro.
Whoa! Wow. That's amazing. È molto complesso.
Franz's second dish is perhaps even more special because it played an important part in his family's history.
E di tutte queste erbe facciamo un piatto molto particolare, ed è questa crema di erbe e fiori. Allora questa crema qua viene fatta di un misto di 25 erbe raccolti a mano.
This recipe was Franz's grandfather's. He was Austrian, drafted unwillingly into the Italian army in World War II. Forced to leave his pregnant wife and family behind, he eventually fled.
Quando tutti i soldati erano nel treno verso Stalingrad, lui saltava di notte fuori dal treno. C'era anche uno come lui e li hanno ammazzato, e doveva sopravvivere nella foresta.
Per quanto tempo?
Per 4 anni.
4 anni nei boschi?
Sì, sì. Lui questo qua lo faceva con erbe dei boschi.
Incredible.
Allora prepariamo la nostra crema di erbe e fiori. Ecco.
Bello.
Puoi mettere tu i fiorellini sopra.
Fiorellini?
Super.
Allora. Oh my God, that's delicious. That is so good.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that's good.
Franz's food is a powerful personal response to survival in this conflicted region, while slopeside fare is a mix of national influences. So how do these mixed identities present themselves when food is more elevated?
Il treno regionale 17131 di Trenitalia. Nelle ore 8:59.
Trentino Alto Adige is the wealthiest region in Italy per capita. Because of this, it boasts one of the most efficient rail networks in the entire country.
It was so nice traveling by train. And it's just vineyard after vineyard after vineyard, and very good wine up here, by the by.
Nächster Halt, Bozen-Kaiserau.
Prossima fermata, Bolzano Casanova.
I'm heading to Murano, the spa-filled leisure capital of the region, where Austrian influence and Italian sensibility collide, creating some of the most luxurious cooking in this part of the country. In this well-heeled community, the cold Alpine peaks can comfortably be admired from the warm and sunny terraces. This makes Murano an oasis from which to enjoy the region's complex fare.
You have all this pasta, all these Italian products, and then you have sauerkraut. That's Murano in a nutshell.
This little town's affluence has also made it a hotspot for Michelin-starred restaurants. At Castel Frogsberg, one of these starred restaurants is run by Egon Heiss, who has a high-end take on the duality of the region's cuisine. Today, he's making dumplings, Knödel from the Austrian tradition, and gnocchi from the Italian.
How long has Knödel been around?
I think the first Knödel, about the 13th century, some soldiers came in from, I think from Bavaria, and they went to a farm and they were very hungry. So they told to the ladies that they're hungry and they want to have something to eat. They had nothing else than some old bread, some milk and eggs. So they were just boiling it for 8 minutes, doing this Knödel, and you know, the soldiers, they were so happy. So we got the onions with the speck.
Egon has elevated the Knödel way beyond these basic origins.
So we're gonna do some flat Knödels. When we go to have the speck Knödel, it's then very important, never use a knife to cut your Knödels, only with a fork and a spoon. They are very tender, so if you...
They should just fall apart.
Definitely.
He makes a trio of Knödel, the classic speck, his own colorful beetroot,
So, this gorgonzola.
and a Tyrolean gray cheese, which is crumbly and sharp and gets its name from the color of the mold that grows on its outside, which sounds gross, but isn't.
Now we're gonna do the gnocchi. The most important thing, if you do gnocchi, it's the potato. You have to get the right potatoes.
Yeah. What do you use?
This is a Quebec.
It has to have the right amount of starch,
Definitely.
but it has to have the depth of flavor.
Exactly.
But it can't be too starchy.
Exactly.
Well, you don't do it with the ricer.
No. This you have to do whilst the potato is very, very hot. And now we're gonna add just some butter
Un po' di burro.
and 1 egg yolk.
Just the yolk.
Just the yolk. And very important, you just finish the base whilst the potato is still hot.
See, this is why you have a Michelin star.
Now I got cheese fondue.
Yeah?
Fill
So what
the-
kind of cheese is that?
We got some Alp cheese and we got some Parmesan cheese. Now this, I'm gonna put them in the freezer. And then you see, I got like all those little...
That's what it becomes?
That's what it becomes. So you're gonna eat the gnocchi and you get like this creamy, soft fondue in them.
That's so genius.
Nice, small gnocchis.
The finishing touches are made to the dumplings and they're whisked to the table. First up, Knödel.
Grazie.
There you go.
Stop it. Cheers.
Salute.
Buon appetito.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're joined by Alexander Ortner, owner of Castel Frogsberg.
See, I almost went for my knife.
Don't use the knife.
I won't. I won't. He told me.
Yeah, I know.
He told me. Oh my God. It's so good. It's so good. So this place has been in your family for how long?
So my grandfather bought this place in 1955. And at that time, this place was a very poor place, ruined by fascism.
Okay, so Mussolini basically imposed laws that prohibited you from speaking German.
I tell you a short story about my father. At that time, my father was very, he loved to playing guitar, to sing songs and so on, to have fun with his friends. So one day they went to a mountain hut. They had a party and they sang some German songs, which was normal for everyone. And then the police, the Italian police came, and then they put him in jail because of that, because he sang German songs. It sounds incredible, but it was at that time. But now it changed. It changed completely. So maybe my family, my sons, we never spoke an Italian word together.
Really?
We never do this. Sometimes we use Italian words. So
Right.
maybe for the number plate of a car, we never say number plate. We say targa, which is an Italian word. But it's funny.
What would it be in German?
Nummernschild.
Genau, Nummernschild.
Yeah, a numbered shield.
Nummernschild.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's so long, though.
Yeah, targa is easier.
It's easy.
We can laugh about these things, but at that time,
No,
the
you
people
couldn't.
had a really terrible time. But it's good to think about, to speak about, and to forget about. I think so.
Yeah.
Thankfully, now the people here can choose their language and their cultural identity, and the region is all the richer for it.
Our little gnocchi.
Come on, look at that. And you have a different herb on top of each one.
Usually, normally we put on top of each gnocchi the herb we have inside the cream.
It's really incredible.
Good.
Gnocchi and knödel, a delicious unification of two cultures in one meal.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
It's a great honor. Thank you.
But does this balance exist further from the border?
Yeah, gentle. It's more important, a bit more energy to go back than the energy you need to go in front.
I'm under the expert supervision of local angler Stefano Fedrizzi.
Okay, yes.
This morning, we're trying to catch lunch with his two pals, Diego and Paolo. Stefano and Paolo grew up fishing these waters.
Rock! Was a stick fish.
Very common in these parts.
Yeah.
We're on the banks of the Sarca River. The Sarca flows through the Genova Valley in Trentino, the southern half of this region. At the end of the winter, the Adamello Glacier melts into these waters. That glacial water creates the perfect environment for slow-growing fish that are lean and full of flavor. But of course, you have to catch one first.
What are we fishing for?
We are fishing for marble trout.
For marble trout.
Marble trout.
Which is just like from this area.
Yeah, it's a timid fish. He's a predator. He likes to live under the rocks, feed during the night. So he's a unicorn for a fisherman.
Okay. Should we go hunting instead?
Yeah, hunting is easier.
Happily, I brought a backup meal.
Vuoi una birra?
Oh, volentieri.
Allora.
I'm cooking the second best fish in these parts, the Alpine Arctic char.
Do you eat the fish you catch?
Yes, sometimes we like to eat fish and what we catch.
Yeah.
My best dishes is pane Nutella. I'm really bad at cooking.
I'm just gonna put some herbs in it. The char of the Dolomites. It's really restricted, right?
Yeah.
How many can you catch?
2 per day.
2 per day per fisherman.
Per fisherman, 30 per year.
Oh, that's not so bad. You grew up here, right? You too?
Yes.
From this area?
Yes.
Why do you like fishing?
It's a good office and a good way to live and explore the nature around me in our area.
I found in fly fishing my church, you know, my religion.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding.
What does that mean?
When I'm in the river alone, I can touch the sky, can talk to God.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. You smell that?
Yeah.
Okay, so how is it different than other regions in Italy?
The main difference is we still have a lot of heritage of our ancient time. My grandfather and grandmother were born in Austria because here was Austria.
Even here, down in the southern valleys, the Germanic influence seems just as strong.
Nice.
All right, plates. Hey, Diego, come on. Obviously, you're not catching anything, so you might as well eat.
Arrivo.
Mangiamo. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
It's a beautiful fish. Ti piace?
Cucinato bene?
Molto buono.
Do you consider yourselves Italian? Do you consider yourselves more Austrian? What?
I think everyone is different here. Sicuramente fiero di essere trentino, comunque italiano. Paolo?
Trentino.
Trentino e basta.
Trentino e basta.
100%.
Tu cosa ti senti? Italiano, trentino o tedesco?
Io mi sento, non lo so. Mi
Adottato.
sento Diego, mi sento Diego.
They may not share one cultural identity, but the people here do share a deep connection with their land, bringing them produce that's both hard-earned and delicious. Understandable in these surroundings. But is the city different? The capital of South Tyrol province, Bolzano, has long been a stopping point for outsiders crossing over the Dolomites.
I'm in a market on a street named after Goethe. That's really beautiful. Puntarelle, carciofi. So totally different than southern Italy. It's very quiet, very organized, very tidy. Might be too quiet.
On its surface, Bolzano appears similarly divided between the Italian and Austrian influences.
I'm gonna get a burst. Hi, sorry. Un panino,
Hot
sì.
dog
Sì.
o-
No, questo.
Questo va
Sì,
bene?
Va bene, sì. Danke, danke. That is so good, but that, like, perfect mustard. Not spicy, but it has all that beautiful peppery flavor and the smoked wurst. Come on. I just love that you can get all the great Italian produce, the Austrian bread and sausage, and it's amazing. A great mix of two different kitchens.
But the city has more to offer than just those two kitchens. The number of immigrants here has tripled over the last 2 decades. Its position near the Brenner Pass at the border means there's a constant flow of new arrivals, bringing with them their culture and cuisine. Rama, who came here from Ethiopia 14 years ago, is preparing a meal to celebrate that growing diversity. She's part of a community supper club called Cooking Without Borders, which brings together recent immigrants with local Bolzani to share in a home-cooked meal from one member's country of birth.
Come si chiama questa un'altra volta?
Tagliare gomme.
Okay.
Tagliare gomme.
Gourmet?
Tagliare gomme.
I can't say that. Che c'è dentro?
Qui
Il
c'è-
profumo è incredibile.
Sì, qui c'è il sugo del zigni,
con carne di manzo,
Sì.
cipolla e aromi etiopico. Qui c'è alliccia, si chiama, e cappuccio, carote, patate.
Patate?
Sì,
Cipolla
un po' di
no?
curcuma. Cipolla anche.
Cipolla anche?
Sì, sì.
Cipolla sempre?
C'è sempre.
Io mi piace cipolla.
Ah, sì? Qui è stata
Ok.
preparata da ieri, cioè da 3 giorni.
Mhm.
Devo mettere 2.
E che tipo di farina?
Teff, un cereale che arriva dall'Etiopia, anche questo.
Rama uses the teff dough to make a classic injera bread, a sour fermented flatbread served all over Ethiopia.
Tutti di questi buchi. Guarda. That's beautiful.
At the table today are some of Rama's family, others raised in Alto Adige, and still others who moved here from places as far away as Japan and Peru.
Questo è il piatto tradizionale.
Pesante?
Sì.
Sì. Ok. Ok, mangiamo. Ecco.
Over Rama's injera platter, this group of diners has space to discuss their different points of view on life in Bolzano.
Buono. Voi siete amici?
Sì.
Perché?
Ci siamo conosciuti perché sua sorella, la sua sorellina piccolina e mia figlia andavano in scuola insieme. Tra una cosa e l'altra abbiamo incominciato a chiacchierare di culture,
Sì.
abbiamo incominciato a organizzare queste cene. Sì,
Sì.
ecco.
Mi piace questa idea di cucina senza confine. Com'è qui?
Vengo accettata e ho amici Gloria e sono felice, sono contenta.
Sì, va bene. Noi come siamo stranieri un po', prima è un po' difficile per parlare lingua, per sapere, per conoscere gente.
Sì. Bolzano un po', sai, lo vedo io, anche mi è capitato, un po' con stranieri un po' c'era un po' di difficoltà, perché una cosa non trovi casa.
Non trovi casa?
La casa proprio se scrivi, con il mail scriviamo tutto, abbiamo 4-5 case, poi hanno visto, ma no, non abbiamo.
Dopo loro hanno visto?
Sì, guarda, un meno locale, 25-23 qualcosa, qua al Rimiter, siamo 6 persone. Con mamma 7 persone.
L'Italia non è che ha una grande cultura sull'immigrazione, no? Ha una generazione che viviamo l'immigrazione. L'Alto Adige ha una storia, c'erano i tedeschi, poi c'erano gli italiani,
Sì.
e poi dopo.
Sì.
E quindi abbiamo nuove popolazioni, nuovi concittadini.
Sì.
Non sono immigrati, per noi sono concittadini nuovi, da conoscere. L'Italia è lenta a cambiare, però quando cambia pian pianino ci arriva.
I bambini parlano italiano?
Tedesco.
Tedesco?
Sì.
Oh, tedesco, sì.
Vanno a scuola tedesca.
Molto complicato.
Molto.
Esatto.
With immigration levels remaining high, Rama and her friends represent hope in this historically troubled region, when what side of the border you come from will matter less than what you bring to the table. But there's one community in this region that's been here since before borders as we know them even existed, one with a very different take on identity. Deep in the mountains is the town of San Vigilio. It's in Badia, one of only 5 valleys in the Dolomites populated by an ancient community speaking a 2,000-year-old language. They're known as the Ladins. The family I'm visiting have been farming here for generations.
With the fluctuating identities in this area, the Ladins are the ones who have just moved forward and stayed the same for centuries and centuries. So I'm very interested to go and meet them. How old is this farm?
So the first trace, written trace, is 1296.
This is Uli Tias. She and her husband take pride in preserving the area's traditional ways of living. The Ladin communities are spread among some of the highest and least arable regions of Italy. Ingredients here are few and far between.
Eccola.
So traditionally, food preservation is an important skill.
Oh my God. This is our speck seller.
The Ladins have been making speck for centuries. It's pork cured and smoked in a mixture of juniper, bay leaves, and other spices before being hung to age for months.
Profumo.
Profumo, vero?
No, incredibile.
Every piece has a special taste. The piece I love more is this one here, because I am a very, tough girl.
Yeah.
And it's quite spicy. It's very marcato.
Yes.
Yes.
It's interesting, the profumo.
Profumo.
Perché è un po' dolce, un po'
fumoso,
un po'
aromatico.
forte, aromatico.
Un po' intenso.
Yeah.
Come siamo noi latini.
Sì. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, come on.
All right, let's go.
Come on.
I'm like starving.
That's my job.
It's not just speck Uli preserves. She makes it her mission to preserve Ladin traditions through time-honored recipes.
Oh, I love this.
Which they serve in the family's restaurant, Tlo Plasores.
So, what are we making?
Now we are going with cancichetti. It's potato yeast dough.
Yeah.
And it's filled seasonally now with potato and ricotta. So, ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Che tipo di olio?
Io lavoro con lo strutto ed è quello che veniva usato tradizionalmente perché non si avevano i soldi per comprare l'olio qua su, figurati. My appreciation is more for these ladies cooking here inside this house, maybe for 24 people with a little bit of flour, with a little bit of speck, with a little bit of herbs they have in summer, and ricotta and potatoes and cabbage in winter, and not more.
And that's it.
That's great.
Yeah, you had what you had, and that was
You had what you had, and not else. They si chiamano cancichetti, would be translated red ravioli because of the color.
Red ravioli.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the ladies cooking here
oh my God, that smells so
quite
good.
centuries ago, they have very less ingredients, but they always tried to work it out in another way so that people has the imagine of another dish.
Yes,
and
right.
that's what I find amazing.
Yeah. Oh, so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh.
And they.
Oh.
So here we have toasted poppy.
Toasted poppies.
And we put it on here, and it's pestato. And now, to make the thing more interesting, we have melted butter.
That's gorgeous.
Smell.
Yeah.
So that's an authentic Ladin dish.
With dried raspberries.
Yes. A little bit to have a little bit of color
How pretty.
inside. This is one of my adds to this tradition, but I like it because it adds a little bit of sourness and it's quite tasty.
Yeah.
You want to open one?
Sure, can we?
You see? Here we have the ricotta e patate.
Sì.
Poi si potrebbe fare anche così, vedi? Buon pro si dice da queste parti.
Ah?
Buon pro.
Buon pro.
Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
Non è male, vero?
No, non è male. No, è perfetto.
But this is just an appetizer. Inside the family's restaurant, Uli's prepared a multi-course feast imbued with the flavors of the past.
Yes.
I'm joining Uli, her husband Roman, her sons Andrei and Jan, and her father Jep for a special Sunday Ladin meal made with ingredients produced only in this area.
Dimmi, che c'è?
Qua ho tagliato un po' di speck, l'originale è quello di coscia.
Sì.
Poi abbiamo la pancetta. Questa è una coppa.
La coppa?
La coppa di maiale, il collo. Buon appetito.
Buon appetito.
Buon pro.
Buon appetito.
Buon pro.
Che tipo, quando fai l'affumicare?
Sì.
Che tipo di legno?
Dall'arice all'abete a al frassino, dipende un po' cosa c'ho.
Il ginepro.
Il ginepro.
Il ginepro. That's delicious.
La pancetta è la roba più fantastica che c'è.
Yeah. Oh boy. Che c'è?
Fortalles.
Fortalles.
Fortalles are a sweet funnel cake-like dish.
Do I dip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Today, served with cranberry and strawberry jam.
I love that. I love it. So Ladin is a combination of different languages, right? Or
Two languages.
No? Two.
Yes.
Which are what?
The old population from this region was called the Rhetic people. The language is mixed with Roman and with Rhetic.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Et voilà, macaroons. So, a special kind of gnocchi di patata with pancetta and sour cabbage.
Oh my God.
And now for you, another working out of speck. Here we get a little bit of speck powder.
Speck powder?
Yes. À vous?
It's too exciting.
Yep.
Oh my God. But with the sauerkraut. It's Italian. It's Austro-Hungarian.
Yes.
It's Ladin.
Yes.
È tutto.
Sì, perché tutte le dominazioni hanno lasciato un pochino. Noi siamo noi, però possiamo raccogliamo in giro, no? Senza rischiare di stravolgerci perché siamo comunque noi.
How do tourists react to the food and to the place?
We see very different reaction, but most of them are amazed by the beauty of our ancient house that we have here.
Yeah.
Because it's really something that you don't see that often in nowadays.
It is amazing that you have sustained this culture for thousands of years. When you talk about the warring factions that have decided, now we're Austria, now we're Italy, but you stayed the same.
Yes.
Like the mountains.
Yes, something like that.
We never really had like a national identity because we are just a language group and not like a country or a nation.
Right.
And I believe because we always had these insecurities, like unsure where we belong to, our identity stayed strong because we knew that us as a small population, we need to be strong to live out our language. For me personally, I'm not an Italian and I'm not an Austrian. I'm a Ladin.
We belong to ourselves, so it's not a problem if on my pass there is written Italian citizen or Austrian citizen. That's
It
not
doesn't
no
matter.
matter. No.
Yeah.
We are that what we are, and we are also very tolerant with other people.
How do you say cheers again?
Vives.
Vives.
Alla vita.
Vives.
Alla vita. Vives.
Vives.
Thank
Alla
you.
vita. Vives.
Trentino Alto Adige is a complex region. The resilience of its communities shows that their identity means so much more than just some lines drawn on a map. The more the people here have to flex with political whims, the richer their pantry becomes, in spite of a sparse landscape. They take the best from all cultures, wherever they originate, to enrich their food and their sense of self.